Okay, let's revisit our definition of communication. We define it as a process that allows organisms, in this case the organisms would be business individuals or business organizations, to exchange information, aka the messages. So the messages or information is exchanged through codes or languages that are understood by both the sender and receiver. And the codes or languages can either be verbal or non-verbal. And the coded messages pass through media or channels. What's the difference between a medium and a channel? Well, basically the medium is the material that is the makeup of a certain channel. Let's look at it in the context of the shram. So here you have the sender, the one who wants to give this message, this information to this guy known as the receiver. The message is coded either verbally or non-verbally or a combination of both, in a way or in a language that hopefully the receiver also understands when he decodes it. It passes through a certain medium or channel. This could either be a verbal or a non-verbal medium or channel. And to ensure the success of the transmission of the message, the sender always makes it a point to have some sort of feedback device to find out whether the receiver has understood him or her, especially if there is noise in the environment. So let's look at an example. When you enter a McDonald's restaurant, even before the service crew talks to you, let's say this is you, you're the customer, and here you have the service crew, you are already bombarded by a lot of messages from the store. Where are the messages? Well, basically they are in the signs. So the signs, this is a form of channel. Where are the signs? Here are signs. Here's another sign, the logo of McDonald's. This is another sign. This is another sign. It's another sign with another logo of a pineapple company. And here you have another sign. Now, of all the signs that you can see in the store, what signs are the ones that attract you the most? Obviously, it would be these signs, the well-lighted signs, because the medium utilized by these well-lighted signs is different from the medium utilized by these other signs. If I'm not mistaken, this is what you call Panaflex or Panaflex technology, where certain messages can be illumined. Okay, so if you remember in the 6 criteria, appearance is one of the A's. So obviously, this stands out appearance-wise. Why? Because it is in these messages, in these signs, where you have the most important information that the store wants to communicate to you. And what is that? The products that they are selling. So the messages come in two forms, verbal as well as non-verbal. The non-verbal messages here would be, well, the products themselves, the burgers, the fries, the shakes. You also have the colors. You have the fonts utilized to make it more attractive. And then finally, you have the verbal messages. What are the verbal messages? You have the names of the products. Big Mac, fries, these are the drinks, and then you also have the price, and you also have the quantity. Now, after a few seconds of staying inside the McDonald's store, you would eventually be approached by the service staff, and they would say something like, "Hi, good morning, sir. Welcome to McDonald's. May I take your order, sir?" Okay. These are messages, and they are passing through a new medium. What do you call that medium? That's known as the human voice. What are the nonverbals involved? You have vocalics, you have facial expression, you see they're smiling, you have body language, and you have gestures. Okay? What other nonverbals do you notice here? Uniforms. Okay, so these two people have the same uniform, so they might be service crew. And this guy, because he's wearing a different uniform, must be a supervisor or probably a manager. What other messages do you see? You also have these name tags, okay, that contain the names of these personnel, and the channel is known as the name tag. And then how do they ensure the accuracy of the transaction here? Sometimes they would repeat your order. Okay, sir, you ordered for Big Mac and fries. Is that correct, sir? Sir, you gave us 200 pesos. Okay, so it's either the receiver will confirm or correct the information given by the sender. Through that, you have accuracy in this particular scenario. Let's have another example. This is what you call a check a check is a certain channel. The medium of the check is, special type of paper. What information do you convey? If you have a check and you're the sender of the check and you're sending this check to this guy, the receiver, what sort of information are you conveying to your receiver? Well, you're telling the receiver that I would probably like to buy that product or purchase this service, and I have the money to pay for it, okay, and this is my account information. So that's the message that is here. Please take note also that the amount is reflected in two types of verbal messages. In one form, you have the actual amount in letters, and then you also have the amount restated again in words in order to ensure accuracy in the transaction. So accuracy, that is the second A in our 6 criteria.